the Date Master, and we're back. We got to double up. Got to make up for the few days that I missed you guys. I'm gonna give you some game about drought season. And if you're familiar with drought season, you know that it's a period of time a lot of men go through where they get no women. And the longer the drought is, the more difficult it is to come out of it. A lot of guys tend to fall into incel culture and depression because of their success rate with women, their closing rate with women, the number of women that they can juggle. Some men look at going through a drought as if they have under 10 women, under 5 women. But you have some men who have absolutely no dealings with a woman on an intimate level. This breeds a lot of different concerns because it can take a toll on your confidence. It can take a toll on your ability to execute ideas and plans. In other cases, it can fuel your ability to execute ideas and plans. It's different ways to look at it. But myself going through a drought, I think it was in college, my sophomore year. It was kind of following a breakup. I went about maybe 3-4 months, no sex. And this is, and a drought and going celibate or retaining is not the same. The drought is when you're in the attempt of trying to get with women or get with girls, whatever the case may be, and they fail. This can be contributed to a few different things. You may not your energy is low. You're masturbating too much. You're not taking care of your hygiene. It could be a few things. It could just be random. You could be doing everything right, but it may just not be your season. It may be your season to kind of refocus yourself. But how you come out of these spells, and it should not be too often you go into these spells. If you go into an area or a space where you're not dealing with women, it should be voluntarily because of refocusing on greater things such as your business, self-development, your fitness, your finances, etc. But to come out of the drought, you must come out of it way different than you were going into it. If you looked a certain way, if you went a few weeks and you're gaining weight, you're not, your physical best, you need to focus on your fitness. Acknowledge the fact that, the girls are not rocking with me at this point. If you're on social media, you're not getting any responses, you're not getting the compliments, the interactions from women, because women flirt covertly. They don't some women are bold. You do see the women that are bold. They just come out and put the hard eyes or say what's on their mind right under the post. But other women flirt covertly. They may try to bring up talking points to where they have no interest in. They may try to make random conversation via DM. They flirt a different way. So if you're not seeing that, you need to acknowledge, I need to reinvent myself. I need to change something about myself. Your wardrobe, like I said, your physique, your facial features, your beard, your mustache, your haircut, your style. You need to reinvent yourself. That's what it boils down to. Make yourself better coming out of the drought. Have you a date on when you want to see a certain type of results, and then once you see those results, then you put yourself in the spaces to see how your attraction level is. See what kind of energy you're inviting. See what type of women are now choosing to interact with you. But the drought season is random because a lot of the guys that get a lot of women, when you break down the dynamic of female experiences, they choose lower level men most of the time because that's what's available. A lot of women have these horror stories, and you guys have these horror stories from women because you're putting yourself in an environment that has low hanging fruit. The the values are not aligned. It's a few different things, but most of the cases, the women choose the men, so the women are the ones who have most of the horror stories because they pick a wide array of men and they siphon them out as they grow bored of them. So one woman may have a 6-guy rotation. She's only sleeping with one, maybe two of the guys. In most cases, out of 6 guys she's dating, she's having sex with 2 because one of them, has a certain thing that she likes. The other one has a certain thing that she likes as well. It'll be rare where a woman will get 100% satisfaction from one man. And the same goes for men and women. So usually the woman has the power of the dating and mating, but the man has the power in the marriage and commitment. So these women deal with these low-hanging fruit because they're in areas. It's just like going to fast food restaurants. Food is already readily available, which you have to equate the quality with the availability. If it's in abundance, you got a McDonald's on every corner, just like you have a church on every corner. Couldn't be too vital of information. The food could not have that much quality that your body needs if it's abundant like that. And the price point, what are you paying? What are you spending? We've got into this microwave mentality to where we think everything is at the touch of a button or at the end of a prayer, a fake prayer to God, a fake prayer to the Most High without doing any type of work. These women grow obese, and these are the women that you're having to pick from. I noticed this when I'm out now. I do a lot of people watching. And people say, well, you can't judge them as body shaming and all of that. We have a label for every deficiency that is in our society. We have a label to comfort it. We have a label to comfort and excuse all type of bullshit behavior, lack of discipline, and lack of value that we put into ourselves. So the pool of women that you're dealing with and dating from and picking from as a black male, and in this case, most of the women are going to be obese and out of shape. And you're fooling yourself into thinking or making you think this is what you actually like, when we know that's not the case. We only like them because it makes sense to like it. It's just like your style of fashion. It's just like your food of choice. I make myself like Jordans because I can't afford the Gucci's. I make myself like Nikes because I can't afford the Fendi. The Fendi ones that I truly like, I'm going to trick myself into not liking them because I know I can't afford them. So having them is not a possible outcome. So we shun right over there. Now, I don't like all that. That stuff is too expensive. So automatically, I don't like it. Automatically, I don't like it. Automatically, it's ugly to me. We have a very weird and unique way of choosing things that fit our socioeconomic status. Oh, I like BBWs. No, you don't. Those are just the women that you qualify for. You don't like that. If like I said this before, if Drea Michelle was to walk in with Jill Scott and both of them say, I want to have my way with you, most men are not picking Jill Scott over Drea Michelle. Most men are not picking Jill Scott over Brittany Renner, no matter how big of a hoe she truly is. So we got to stop the cap and the lying to ourselves as to what we like. You get better options when you become a better option. Instead of wallowing in mediocrity, wondering why we don't know what is this. Cut the bullshit. You're in a drought because you did not invest in yourself. You did not take the necessary time and action needed to make yourself a better quality option. But you have some of these guys who are running circles around us in every way, from business, finance, fitness, and their taste and selection of women. Making our selection of women look like shit because we look like shit to ourselves. but we try to cover it up with the brands. We put the Gucci and the designer on. Now I'm the shit. I take it off, I ain't shit. The layers will come down. But you have to come out of the drought by reinventing yourself, investing in yourself, taking the time and acknowledging the period that you are in your life and using that to your advantage. A lot of guys want things on cruise control. I go to work and come home. You don't even want to fuck on your girl that lives with you. You don't even want to talk to her more than 20 minutes after you walk through the door. That's not life. We as men have been taught to accept the bare minimum. The bare minimum. And we have to call it gold. You don't have to accept that. You don't have to accept the bare minimum that she's giving to you when she's expecting so much of you. You're in shape. Your girl has to be in shape. The fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? Making excuses every opportunity we get. We have an excuse while we're living a lackluster life. Every opportunity we have an excuse as to why we like this, but we really don't. But we really don't. And this is a byproduct of social media. These women are giving you the bare minimum, bottom, not even the bare minimum. They're giving you bullshit and telling you you better eat it or else. Not the date master. Date master, my lady, she gonna have the flat stomach. She gonna look like she about something. She gonna keep herself fine. The fuck are we doing? The fuck are we doing? But again, I can't cry for you too much. This is your life. You live it how you see fit. However, don't come crying to me when it all goes to shit for real and you finally get enough. See, it's almost like your parents being the teacher of a class that you're failing in. It's too much information and too many coaches, too many consultants. It's too many outlets to give us the game. We just don't want to execute. So we stay in this drought mentality. We stay, I'm just gonna eat the Wendy for. Last year, spring, I was scraping up change going to Wendy's eating 4 for $4s because I wasn't on my shit. I was scraping up change to go to Wendy's to eat 4 for $4s. Lost my job. I didn't stop. Now I have a lucrative business and it's growing and it's still in the early phases. People get things going. They say, okay, yeah, I got it. And they just slack off. They don't want to add any layers to it. We have to understand what it takes to get to the highest level in this life because time is moving so quickly. If you haven't noticed, today is September the 7th. It was just Memorial Day. So I encourage you guys to, if you're in a drought, if you're going through a season where you're not getting any women, your dating experiences out in the toilet, put it on pause and put yourself in the lab. Put yourself under construction. Rebuild yourself into the best version that you can and watch how your life change tenfold. And it starts with the mentality. Stop accepting low-hanging fruit because you want to make sure your dick stays wet. It's the Date Master.